Україні! Слава нації! Україна! 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 Героям України тричі! Ворогам України тричі! Друзі, ще раз повторюю, якщо хтось хоче чаю чи кави, в нас ось тут є чай і кава. Так що підігрійтесь трішки, зігрійтесь і продовжуємо наш протест. My friends, I'm always very happy to see when people are willing to speak in our rallies, when new people or regulars are coming here and they want to, send a word of their own message, their own view of this situation, to send their support with their own way. So thank you very much to all the people who spoke here today, and I'm always glad to find new people who want to speak. Right now I'll give word to one of these lovely gentlemen who would like to give a few words in support of Ukraine.
So, thank you. My name's Tim, I'm British. I just want to say a few things to the Ukrainians here in particular. Obviously, there are some challenges with the support from democratic nations at the moment. Very, very pleased that Britain's support remains strong. Democracies, though, are a messy business. Our Prime Minister in the Second World War, Winston Churchill, used to say democracy is the worst form of government apart from all the others because of the debate, the difficulty, it's not always smooth. I'm sure the democracies will come through for you. Britain is certainly with you. It's quite pleasing to see that Germany has now spent more, committed more to Ukraine than Britain, because Germany was very slow at the start, and I'm sure the others will come through too. Just keep going. Now, just talking about democracies, when Winston Churchill was Prime Minister, fighting or leading the country in the Second World War, the chap whose statue is here, Lord Allenbrook, was head of our armed forces. And I mention that because obviously there are some concerns about the relationship between Zelensky and Zelensky at the moment. Allenbrook was a very strong, organised man. Churchill was very mercurial. Allenbrook drove Churchill mad. Churchill drove Allenbrook mad. They had lots of rows. They sorted it out in the end, and things sorted themselves out. I'm sure things will sort themselves out amongst your relationships in Ukraine. And just generally, our democracy, in 1832, something called the Reform Act was published, and 7% of people were allowed to vote. It took 100 years before democracy here established and everybody could vote. It's a difficult process, it takes time. You'll have issues with your processes. I'm very reassured. Actually, Ukraine has leapfrogged way above Russia in the league of who's not corrupt. And the National League just come out, and Ukraine's way above Russia now, so well done. But it's a messy process, democracy. It will be difficult. War is difficult. But based on the Ukrainians I've come across, the determination, the courage, everything that you're doing together, I'm sure Ukraine will succeed. Keep going, we're with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tim. Thank you very much. Now I have to admit, I was using the moment to get myself some tea too, but that's perfectly fine. I'm very glad that Tim, volunteered here to come and to speak to the whole world on behalf of the Ukrainian people. Sometimes I spoke with some people from other countries outside of Ukraine and encouraged them to do this same thing that Tim has done today and that Thomas has done and many other non-Ukrainians have done in the past. And they told me that they felt like they didn't want to take the voice away from the Ukrainians. But I answered to that no, you are not taking voice against from Ukrainians, you are adding to the voice of the Ukrainians by coming here and by speaking, by coming here and supporting Ukraine. It doesn't remove legitimacy from these rallies, it adds more legitimacy to them. That's a very important thing for everybody to understand, my friends. So once again, thank you very much to everybody who came here today. Thank you very much to all of our regulars, and thank you very much to every person who comes here to speak. It's unbelievably important so that we send this message to the whole world, because this message is not only about the future of Ukraine. This message is about the future of humanity as a whole. Because if the country that has given up the most to achieve world peace can be abused and taken over by one of the countries who has attacked world peace the most, and perhaps the country who has attacked world peace the most, well, that's a precedent for future wars, my friends. That's not a precedent for future peace. And that's something unbelievably important. Thank you very much. That's something unbelievably important for every single one of us to understand. That together we stand and we win, but divided we fall. And what's really necessary, my friends, is for us to have this understanding and to keep moving forward into a better future. All together we will win.
All together.